Welcome, my chingus, to episode 60 of This Week in K-Pop. In this episode, we will talk about Apink, Loco, Master Wu, Starship Planet, and more. My name is Steven, and with me is my co-host Josh.
Hello.
Josh likes to make weird faces while I do the intro.
You didn't know I was going to do that, did you?
I know you're going to do something every time.
I do it. I see, because you guys don't know this, but Steven, like, he always makes, like, NGs, like bloopers when he starts.
But not today.
Like,
because I'm a professional,
yeah,
okay?
But every time we have to do, like, a reaction video or, like, two-way gooks, you always have to do it 6 times. And you're like, is this what I say? Do I say, welcome, my chingus? Do I say, how's it going, my chingus?
Speaking is hard, okay?
It is.
You know, when you're not here and I have to do it by myself, you know, you just saw this, but I may or may not have started a recording like 12 times.
Ooh.
It's hard. Sometimes it's hard.
Anyways, what do we do here, Steven?
What do we do? Aside from screwing up introductions,
Yeah.
This Week in K-Pop is a discussion podcast that covers the last 2 weeks of K-pop music video releases. And each week, Josh and I will pick our favorite song of the week, or I guess I should say the episode. Yeah. And this episode is much like one we had maybe 2 or 3 months ago, where a lot of the songs were not good.
Yeah. I think that was kind of when it was starting to get kind of cold, and it just like ballad after ballad kind of came out. So
yeah, and we did like a series first, and we kind of abstained from picking our favorite songs of the week.
Yeah.
And this week was awful similar to that.
So close for us abstaining again.
Yeah, we were gonna kind of abstain because we were so like meh about most of the songs.
Yeah.
But there were 1 or 2 songs that we thought we could kind of throw a bone, so we decided not to abstain.
Yeah.
But anyways, if this is your first time watching or you're a long time watcher, I changed up the kind of
the layout
a little bit to hopefully be better. It's very basic.
Welcome.
Welcome to this gray gray part.
Welcome to the new This Week in K-Pop.
Yeah, but what's new is that in our, or I guess I should say in my like ever like lasting goal to be more interactive with fans, because I suck at Facebook, suck at Twitter.
We really suck at Facebook.
We really suck at Facebook, even though like we're on it a lot. Or I guess you are. I'm less on it now than in the past. But
I mean, I'm on it.
We were on like your personal, your Facebook.
Yeah.
But anyways, to kind of clear it up a little better, I just kind of realized that they're backwards.
Oh yeah, like above me it says Steven.
Fuck.
That's gonna bother you.
That's gonna bother me. If you're on the audio podcast, you have no idea what we're talking about. We both started kind of individual Twitter accounts.
Yep.
Like we're still gonna have at This Week in K-Pop, which is more of like these are our new releases.
Yeah.
But if you want to kind of check out our more like day-to-day lives, you can follow us at. I'm at TWIK for This Week in K-Pop.
Yeah.
So at TWIK Steven. STEPHEN.
Yeah, and mine's just, you just replace Steven with Josh, and that's what you got.
Yeah, the better one. Although Josh fully admits he doesn't understand Twitter. He's like an old...
I'm like a grandpa. Like earlier, like before we started recording, I was saying like, oh, Steven, how do young kids use this Twitter now?
You're like, I did a tweeted, and I don't know if it worked. And
I don't know how this twat works.
Yeah. He's like, I twatted, but I just don't understand if anyone received it. So he kind of sucks at it.
Yeah.
I'm a little better.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, I used to use Twitter a long time ago when it first came out, and then me and my friends are kind of some of those snobby motherfuckers that is like, oh, now everyone's using Twitter, so we'll switch to Google Plus. And then nobody uses Google Plus, which is actually great for us because we kind of use it as like a personal communication tool. We don't use like WhatsApp. We don't use like Facebook messaging. We kind of use Google Plus and Google. Yeah. Anyways, so if you want to see more of I posted pictures of like a dog that I saw on the street. Yeah. That was cute.
I'll try to post some of those pictures too. Just I guess my daily life.
Yeah, your life probably more interesting than mine.
That's not true. It's just gonna be pictures of drinking. It's just a lot of drinking.
That's true. You thought I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there
You
go.
thought his life would be super interesting, but you're
It's
wrong.
not. It's just a lot of
Like,
sadness.
a lot of. Yeah, let's not say sadness. You
Yeah, it's
seem
not
like
sad.
you have a lot of fun.
Oh, I have a lot of fun.
But if you're watching the video one, just keep in mind I done fucked up and the wrong dude. I'm not Josh.
We'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix it next time.
Let's fix this.
I mean, this is like the most long. So we had a delay recording yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we both kind of screwed up this weekend. We went to sleep really late one day. You went to sleep really late 2 days, and so like we didn't sleep much. Yes, I only slept like 3 hours yesterday.
I slept like an hour and a half.
Yeah, so we're kind of a little out of it.
Yeah.
Which is represented by the rambliness. So if this is your first time, we're sorry.
It's usually not this rambly, but it kind of is.
Sometimes
usually
it is.
this.
Usually near
rambly.
the end.
Yeah,
But
usually it's
this is the
rambly.
beginning. Speaking of the beginning, next episode, which will be in 2 weeks, we're not going to do a regular episode because, as you'll know from this episode, December is a time where K-pop groups don't really release much, and
Yeah,
if they do
don't.
release, it's either like a Christmas single or a ballad, usually,
Yeah.
which doesn't interest us that much.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do instead is. A long time ago, when I used to host this with Kelvin, we did an end of the year top 10 kind of list.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that again. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to make my top 10 songs of 2014. Josh is going to make his top 10 songs of 2014. We're not going to know each other's lists until we record that podcast. So hopefully there's some interesting discussion.
Yeah.
And there might be a, surprise in store if we can get it working out. But I think that'll be a really, really fun episode.
Yeah.
And if possible, you guys also can think of your top 10 or top 5 favorite songs, and you can tell us that next episode.
Yeah, on the Twitters or on the YouTubes, whatever module you use to watch us or listen to us.
Yeah. Mail it to us.
Just
we live
apply
in
proper
1-800
postage.
Korea.
1-800 Korea. Yeah, just go to your post office and be like,
Give this
is for Josh and Steven in Korea, please.
Yeah, from This Week in K-pop, and they'll just be like, "Get the fuck back in the line, you asshole."
Those guys, no, we're not sending them mail
We
anymore.
don't give them no mail.
Anyways.
After the last incident,
Oh god.
but you'll never know what that incident is.
Anyways,
Let's go to my pick for the best song of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And again, to preface, it wasn't that good, but it was better than the rest.
better than most.
And weirdly enough, the song that I picked was a Christmas collaboration song by Starship Planet, which is made up of Sistar, Boyfriend,
Junggi-go, K-Will.
oh no, Mad Clown,
Yeah.
the new guy, Ju-young.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I want to say yes. I don't remember anybody else.
K-Will, did you say K-Will?
I say K-Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, it's Starship Planet with their Christmas song, Love Is You. Now, I like this song the most because I will say Starship, I kind of like the way their company has been working out recently because they're, instead of like just trying to make the same old, like we're going to get another girl group, like Woolim is a generic girl group, right? Or we're going to make another generic boy group. They're like, we're going to quietly amass like beastly singers.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows in this where like you have the K-Will singing, you have Sistar singing, you have Ju-young singing, you have is that his name? Ju-young. I mean, even the Boyfriend guys kind of bust out some singing in here. Like it's like a good ballad with a beat, and that's usually the ballads that I enjoy.
Yeah. I really agree with you on that, Steven, because what I feel like is kind of popular in Korea right now is either like duos of people, like a boy-girl duo, or like a solo artist that's kind of like collaborating with another solo artist.
Sure.
And I feel like Starship is a stable of just all solo artists. I mean, they have their boy group and Boyfriend and their girl group and Sistar that are really big hitters. But
Boyfriend.
But what's really kind of like propelling them into like, I mean, top class, like top tier right now is like all the collaborations they have with like Soyu and Hyorin, you know. Like those songs were killing it this year.
I will say I didn't know that Junggi Go was in Starship. I didn't know that Mad Clown was in Starship. I thought they were like just collaborations between different companies. I had just realized, when I watched this video, I was like, oh shit, like they're all in the same company. This is genius. Like why? And I would say 2014 was an amazing year for Starship, not because of Sistar, but because of the collaboration singles.
Yeah, like it's like I can name like almost 6 different songs of that type of archetype where they had like a Soyu or Hyorin or like combined with another male singer, and those songs were more popular than any song that Sistar put out, any song that Boyfriend put out. Any of their groups put out.
No.
And they just really had a lot of success off of that type of archetype.
Yeah. So it really shows in this, where it's like this is kind of the path that they're choosing to go, and I think that's great. Like the other companies don't really have the stable that I think Starship does for beastly singers.
Which is so strange when you think about like the other groups like YG, JYP, and the quote unquote big 3.
Yeah.
Like YG, they have a stable of fantastic rappers, and they're doing a lot of like collaboration now, but it's just not as
they could be doing. I mean, we talked about it in the last episode. Like when we talked about Hai Soo Young, it's like YG especially could do so much with collaborations,
because I feel like their stable is much larger than Starship's.
Yeah, and much more diverse.
Yeah.
But again, what was the 2 collaborations decided? One was GD and Taeyong, which is great in that people love them, but not great in the sense of creativity.
Of something new, yeah.
Yeah. And as we'll talk about later, Master Wu,
Toki
and Bobby, it's like if it wasn't for Bobby, nobody would give a flaming poop about that song, which is sad. Like when we talked about it last episode, we're like, oh my god, what's this next song going to be? It could be so much, right? It could be so many things. But again, I was kind of disappointed by the people that they chose.
Like when it first came out, like when they first kind of said, oh, we're doing like a hip hop project, and I saw like kind of 5 coins, I was like, oh man, they're gonna put like
make like a super
5
group.
like 5 like a super rap group, right? I was thinking in my head like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna be like 1 or 2 people from Big Bang, like probably someone from 21, like maybe someone from Winter, probably Mino from Winter and Bobby. I was like, oh man, so it's probably gonna be Bobby and Mino, like maybe GD and Top and like CL. How crazy would that be? Like, and then it kind of was really disappointing. We talked about this in the last podcast. I don't want to rehash it over again, but I just want to focus on Starship, and what they've been doing is just gangbusters.
Yeah. But then again, if it was any other week or any other episode, I think this song would have, I don't even know if it would have made the lightning round, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's one of those songs that just kind of slip by.
Yeah, but I mean, ballads are like that to me in general. It helps that, of course, like we were talking about, I mean, Bora was just looking something fierce. Just long black hair Bora is the best Bora.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Dressed as like in like the office-y like winter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
you don't need to touch me. You don't need to touch me
Let me just grab your shoulder, Steven. I just need to stabilize.
That's gross.
It just makes some grunting noises while I
don't touch me with your other hand.
I touch you. Just touch skin on skin. It just that's it. He likes it.
We don't fanboy that much, but that part's nice.
Yeah, Bora is quite attractive. Such a better upgrade over the I Swear concept. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I definitely have gone back a little bit on what was the song before I Swear?
You Touch My Body.
Touch My Body. Like I've heard that song, so many times. I actually really enjoy that song when it comes on now. But I Swear I don't think I've listened to once since that episode. I have it on my iPhone. I just don't really listen to it. Either way, I think I'm going to reorder the script to make for a better transition. I do want to talk about Master Wu.
All right.
And next. So
okay.
Why don't you introduce that?
Okay, so our next song is Master Wu, Doki and Bobby with "Come Here." Iriwaba.
Yeah. And we just talked about this is YG's second big hip hop collaboration.
Yeah.
Call me stupid because I am, but I didn't know Master Wu was a person.
I honestly, Master Wu, like, people forgot about him until Epic High, Born Hater. Like, Master Wu's most famous song, like the catchphrase for that song is "That's no no," and that B.I was obviously singing that in Born Hater. That's why people are like, "Oh yeah, that Chingu exists, Master Wu," and then YG was like, "Well, good thing,
good thing
because
you remembered."
Yeah, because he's gonna be a part of this like hip hop trio now."
Yeah, so I was really surprised. I mean, I didn't know what he looked like. I did a reaction video to this by myself because Josh couldn't make it.
It was good because I knew what Master Wu looked like.
I did not know he looked like a child pedophile crack addict,
Yeah.
but he does. And I was really taken aback because I was like, "What? What is this? Like, what?" And then I looked up, information about him. I'm like, he hasn't done. I mean, I'm sure he does some producing and some lyric writing for YG, but he himself hadn't made really anything for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Who this dude?" Doki.
Basically.
I mean, I've heard him randomly, on some like J Park songs, and like never a huge fan of Doki. He kind of, and still exemplifies that in this song. He's just kind of sounds like a gangster wannabe.
He's
like,
always the odd man out. I feel like Doki.
He just looks like he's trying too hard to act gangster. Like, I mean, I know that's entirely subjective, and it comes from my background in growing up. I mentioned this before on the podcast, but like, even though I didn't really like Master Wu's rapping that much, like, he at least kind of looks the part, weird ski mask aside, like, that don't look gangster in the slightest. I don't know what he was thinking. But sorry, I talked a lot. I did a reaction video. People want to hear what you think.
All right, so I'm kind of in the same vein as you.
What, you didn't like it automatically? So you're supposed to be the reason. You're supposed to be the yang to my yin.
So I feel like hip hop. Steven and I were talking about this. I feel like Korean hip hop is kind of taking a step in the wrong direction. They're going towards more of the like bravado, like I'm the shit. I'm gangster. I get a lot of women. I have a lot of money. I have a lot. My cars are fancy and all that, and my houses are big. I have planes, and like I feel like bravado rap in the States, it came out as kind of a style of rap that, because most of the rappers at that time were rapping about, okay, my life stories. I came from rags and now I'm riches, and that's when they're rapping. They're telling their life story, right? Like think about like Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, like Tupac.
Tupac.
Even Eminem back in the day.
Yeah, like guys like come in. They're like, okay, yeah, I had nothing before, now I have something, and that's the story I have to tell. Yeah. And rap is kind of a narrative.
Way to do it. Yeah,
rap is kind of a narrative, and it just doesn't feel the same. I wouldn't say authenticity, because we don't know much about Master Wu or Doki or Bobby's background. I mean, we know Bobby's background, and maybe that's why for me I feel Bobby's rapping in this bravado style, this more like kind of gangster style of rapping, I feel it's more believable. Like when I hear Bobby rap on this track, I think he vastly outshines like Master Wu or Doki.
No,
I just really can't put my finger on it. Like I'm not sure if it's the lyrics or just like the way he like handles himself, but
I think it's both. I think it's both. Yeah, because I read the translated lyrics again. The translated lyrics is not the same as me understanding Korean, right, and getting the real thing. But like the wordplay and the references that Bobby makes is just leagues better than like Doki's. Doki's was just like, yo, I'm the shit. You fucking suck. Look at my wrist. Like it was. I mean, it was a little more. I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but like that's all it was.
That's kind of what it boils down to.
It was just boring and generic and like. Nothing. It was just nothing. And Master Wu was about the same.
Yeah.
Bobby's had some more into it. Now, I'm not going to say I still think that doesn't automatically make it better because this is, he's not. This is not Bobby's song, right? This is Master Wu's song.
He's
Bobby's
featuring.
only in a third of it, if anything.
Yeah.
Probably less. And so I don't know. I think a lot of, the K-pop drones are like, Bobby's in it. It's amazing. Hip-hop's my thing now, even though I've never liked hip-hop before. But because that's the trend now, I'm all into it.
Yeah.
And as you said, like, I think hip-hop's gone through, like, 3 major phases. I think the
Like
first phase...
Korean hip-hop?
American hip-hop.
American hip-hop.
The first major phase was what we just talked about, where it was like people talk... It was about the struggles and about... This is their way to overcome. This is the way to
just
talk.
kind of like a narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, narrative.
That was like the first major phase, and that's the phase that most people consider real hip hop, and the only thing they consider
quote
real
unquote the
hip-hop.
golden age of hip hop, right? Like from when people were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna start rapping," and just like just rapping about things that like mean things to me or like my life or.
And then I think there was a second era where it was more of the bravado, more of the like, I'm the bitch's money hose. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I think in the last 3 or 4 years, it's American hip hop has transitioned into just people rapping over club music,
Maybe,
where it's really their lyrics are meaningless.
Yeah,
like a lot of times, like for example, I was listening to a lot of Chris Brown, and like
just randomly.
I mean, we can talk about why later, but like. His lyrics are just mean nothing. They sometimes he just says things like it's still about bitches, money, hoes, but it's less about the lyrical wordplay that like Lil Wayne used to kind of be really famous for until he got lazy as fuck. Like as much as I didn't like Lil Wayne, like he was pretty
style,
clever at times.
Yeah.
But now it's just like I'm just gonna say whatever I want as long as the beat's good. It doesn't matter. And that's the era American hip hop is now. Is as long as the beat's good, it don't matter.
I actually really agree with you, Steven, on that because I mean, don't get us wrong. There are obviously a lot of good rappers out there right now, but we want to say like kind of mainstream rap is what's happening right now.
Broad strokes.
And I really agree with you, Steven. Like you think about like just the songs that are just popular nowadays. It's just within the last couple of years, it's just really a good beat, and then I guess,
and the beats are really good.
Yeah,
which is why the only reason I mention that is because I think the Korean hip hop scene. I mean, the Korean scene has always been delayed, right?
Yeah,
from the American scene.
Yeah, because the Korean scene they're not the originators of hip hop.
Yeah,
and they're still kind of trying to find themselves.
Yeah.
In terms of like their own hip hop identity.
Yeah.
And right now they're just kind of copying what they see.
And we're talking again broad strokes. There's probably a lot of underground hip hop artists. Like there's probably a lot of them that we just don't know. But I think there's just now reaching that second era of like money, bitches, and hoes. Like we're getting into that era, and that worries me.
Yeah,
that worries me a lot.
Kind of like the 2000-ish area.
Yeah, well, pretty much. I mean, right after all Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all that was big money. Like we're seeing that kind of same transition 10 years later, of like, well, we're a little tired of the pretty boy image. Yeah. We want to get into that kind of gangster image.
And what's funny is that I feel like hip hop and R&B are kind of transitioning at the same time because I feel like Korean R&B. It feels like late 90s R&B to me. Definitely with the style and just like it's getting a little bit more sexual, like
body language, a little bit in there.
So I feel like kind of hip hop and R&B are following kind of the American scene, like at the turn of the century, basically.
And so for, coming from someone who did listen to a fair share of rap and hip hop and just what's on the radio, 10 years ago, like when I hear this Master Wu song, I'm like, this beat is boring. There's nothing special about this beat. Like, especially compared to the beats that American hip hop producers make nowadays. Like, this is fucking nothing. And but I do understand some people who are younger, right? And they're K-pop fans, and this is the first time they're really listening to quote unquote hip hop, and they're like, oh man, this is kind of cool. Same with GD and Taeyong's song. They're like, oh man, this beat is like so different, so fresh,
like eccentric, and
it's like not really. And there's better out there if you can find it pretty easily. And so that might be why people are reacting differently, and or that it's GD, they like GD, and GD can shit on whatever and they'll love it. Like, that's also a thing. That's also a big K-pop problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the thing. I just, again, like, I really hope people in 2015, oh my God, I can't believe.
So soon, yeah.
I really hope 2015 will be the year of the collaboration. Like,
Yeah.
I think that would be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
If, number one, there's more inter-company collaborations, or if there's more outer company things. Like, what, like, I mean, SM shot themselves in the foot this year.
Really?
But, like, one of the big news stories was, like, SM promised more solo artists in 2015. And I was like, that is the exact opposite of what you should be doing right now. Yeah. You should not be worrying about taking these fledgling groups that you just can't control anymore, just making them solo. Like, name me an SM solo song that even mattered in 2000. Like, other than, oh, he's famous, so of course his song does well and he might win a couple awards. But name me an actual SM solo artist that
actual
mattered.
Popular, like, people who don't like that group.
Like that, yeah. Like, I can't name one. I might be forgetting one.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, you think about, like, how many people like Sistar but still like the sub song. Like, let's think about that. Who even fucking knew who Jungkook was before that? Like, come on.
I mean, some people definitely knew who Soyu was, but but
that song was good. That song was good music, and that's why people liked it.
Like, older people liked it. Young people liked it.
It had mass appeal. It had mass appeal.
Yeah. I've said it before, like, you know, I had met many people who are like, they don't know who is singing the song that they hear at the cafe, but they're like, that's a damn good song. Yeah. And that, you know, those were songs like Sonny's songs with, you know, with Reina or Soyu's song, or like all these collaboration songs. And I'm really hoping YG, you know, like, it's so weird to me that they would use this big collaboration for Master Wu. Like, why would they not get a winner member that hasn't got any spotlight?
Like B.I. B.I. should really be on one of these.
Sure.
Like, because I mean, you think about it, like,
is B.I. in winner?
No, he's an icon.
Okay, I was like, what?
Because I mean, if you want to hype up your next group, like, Bobby's doing a fantastic job of that, but like,
sure,
B.I. should also be a part of it. Like, Mino kind of got his.
I mean, he got his time, sort of. Yeah. But like, I don't even know how many people are in winner.
I think 5.
Is it only 5? Like, it doesn't matter.
6?
If there's 5 or 6, there's 4 or 5 other people that, like, this is your new boy group, right? Like, I feel like because of the success of Bobby.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Winner is supposed to have a comeback soon, but like, it's just kind of like, who? Now I know Winner has a lot of fans. I do understand that, but we've talked about how, like, I don't think Winner did that much this year.
Winner's debut was quite bland, actually, to be honest.
Like, I really like the song. I still listen to Empty more than Coloring, but like, their presence has not really been.
It's not up to YG standards, I feel, because YG is all about, like, stage presence, all about performance, and Winner
they just came out with 2 lead ballads.
They did very YG-ish, like.
I don't know. I think we're going into another detail. I think we'll definitely talk about more of that kind of stuff during our, 2014 end of the year episode. But let's get on to the middle part of the show where we thank everybody for listening and dealing with our rambling.
Yeah, we're tired. We're going to ramble a lot this episode.
We are. So we want to thank the people that did the best thing that we could possibly ask them to do, which
we have asked them to do.
Yeah, which was rate us on iTunes. So we actually had 3 people leave us reviews since the last episode, and so we want to thank them. The first review is from WonderFan, and he or she says, this podcast is one of the only that is still going on. True. Unlike other reviewers, they actually put their real opinions, be it positive or negative. Personally, I like it because it's real.
Thank you, WonderFan.
Yeah, we want to thank you. That's not the whole review, but
we just cut out the best part.
Cut out the best part. The other part was like, take away Steven, he's an idiot.
Yeah, and Josh sucks dick sometimes. Like, he's just kind of a...
Well, too far.
Dick sucker.
Too far. That dick sucker.
I was like, thank you, I guess.
You're welcome. All right, read the next one.
Nothing's wrong with that. The next person, Yo-Yo Highness. Yo-Yo Highness, maybe?
Maybe Yo-Yo Highness?
Yeah. He or she says, probably she, Have you ever had a desire to listen to two dudes talk about K-pop in a fairly analytical and mostly unbiased manner, with the occasional swear word here and there? Well, look no further.
My favorite part of that review is the
occasional swear word?
they purposely put in fairly analytical and mostly unbiased. I think that's my favorite part because it's kind of true.
It's true. I mean, we just had a fanboy moment over Bora.
Yeah. But the thing is, even though we have a fanboy moment, we're not like, well, this song's automatically great because of it.
That's true.
It's important. But thank you, Yo-Yo Highness. And last, we want to thank Lawbound Otaku. And I'm going to guess he says, overall, the podcast is fun, informative, intelligent, and at times scary. Because I wonder, how did they know I was thinking the exact same thing? I absolutely love the little history and background we often get as listeners. And if you want to hear something a little more grown up and insightful about K-pop, give these guys a try.
Wow, that's probably the only time I've ever been called grown up. Thank you.
I would not have chosen that word for us.
Yeah.
Although compared to like the YouTube commenters, I think we're like 100 years old sometimes compared to them.
I mean,
not our YouTube commenters. We're talking about.
When you think about who's listening to like K-pop, we're like dinosaurs.
It's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of dinosaurs, not only is I don't think you know what I'm going to say, but it'll make sense in a second. All right. Speaking of dinosaurs, I actually did start the podcast January 1st, 2013.
Hey.
So it is almost 2 years since I started this. There's a break, probably like a half-year break in there. But it's really crazy to me that I've been doing this for that long. You know, a year with Calvin, a year-ish. I don't know when you started.
I think we started maybe we have maybe a year and a month or two.
Yeah, so it's been
a little bit over a year for us. Yeah.
So, yay! Well, I'll say yay more probably in the first episode of 2015. But it's 2015, right? That's the year Back to the Future said was the future, and there would be hoverboards. Everyone's wearing weird things. I just can't believe it's 2015.
And also, we're on episode 60.
We are on episode 60.
60.
Which is insane. Sometimes I regret switching to 2 weeks per episode because that number would be much higher by now.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, I want to get to 100, man.
But also, we want to keep the negativity to like a minimum.
That's true.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's not. But the thing is, I was like, to get to 100, we need 40 more. That's like another 2 years. Because,
almost.
A year and a half.
It's like a year and a half, yeah.
Which, who knows if we'll be around, by then.
In a year and a half.
All right, well, it was going to be a short episode, but I feel like it's not.
It's because we're tired and we're rambly, and that's what happens.
Well, let's talk about one of the big things that happened recently, which was the Mama Awards.
Yep.
Which
Mnet Asian Music Awards, is that right?
Yeah, this year was in Hong Kong. It's like I would say it's the biggest.
What are the biggest?
Like aside from the year-end
like Daesung.
Yeah, NBC Awards, SBS Awards, but those are. I'm just gonna straight up say that I think the awards are bullshit. Like, I know there's been some like scandals recently about voter manipulation and blah 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 blah. I mean, it's like when sometimes we'll talk about a group and I'll be like, this song sucks, nobody liked it. And be like, well, but they won an award. I'm like, that means nothing to me. Winning an award on one of those shows just means they're popular. It doesn't mean that song was good. It just means they have fans.
Yeah.
And I think the Mama Awards are like that, but I think they're less like that than the end of year KBS Awards and SBS ones because those are super heavily biased towards
towards
certain
like popular
certain things.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to go through some of the winners and kind of get your our thoughts on them.
We'll just kind of
we'll try to go quick.
Yeah.
Best male artist this year was Taeyong.
Yeah, not a lot to choose from, to be honest. But.
Yeah, I thought Taeyong kind of deserved it. Like his mini album. It was a mini album, right?
Yeah,
or was it a full album? It was a full album, right?
I think, it had enough songs to be a full EP.
Yeah, we did a whole review on that, actually.
I think so, yeah.
And while we weren't that positive on the overall CD...
I liked a good amount of songs on that, though, to be honest.
Really?
Because it also had Ringo Lingo on it, so...
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you liked, 4 out of the 12 songs.
Which is still a good amount of when you think about it.
I guess that's true.
Sure.
I guess I think you liked more 21's album as a whole than you liked Taeyong at the moment. If I remember at the moment,
percentage wise, yeah, more 21 songs than Taeyong.
But the other people I mean was like Rain and Roy Kim and Sotaeji. Yeah, like Taeyong.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Although that song is
it's so fucking good.
It's good, and everybody in Korea knows that song. His new song, not as
so
good.
great.
Not as good. Best female artist was IU,
which was I mean, if you think about like all the work she's done this year, yeah, I think it's also well deserved.
I think I make like the other people were Ailey, Hyorin, Hyuna, and Sunmi. I think I could argue
Hyorin.
No, I think I could argue Hyuna.
Because Argale wasn't very.
Dude, everybody knows that song though, man.
Hey,
every person. And I know I can say the same thing about IU.
But IU and IU High 4 song, IU Soteji, IU had that Friday song. IU also released Modern Times, which was, I mean, you don't like it, but a lot of people
Modern
liked
Time
it.
this year? I
thought
Modern Times was last year. All right.
Well, I want to say it's this year.
I feel like we went to that concert. We must have gone to that concert in 2013, right? So I guess it came out.
Yeah.
Either way, now that you mentioned, if Modern Times is in there, then definitely IU for sure.
Yeah.
I was considering that it wasn't Modern Times.
Yeah, because Hyuna, I mean, if you're going to think about just a female artist like by herself and not including 4-minute stuff, then IU for sure. But if you're thinking about like also 4-minute stuff, then I could see how you would say Hyuna. Because Hyuna, like Irumi Moyo, like...
if you include her 4-minute stuff.
Yeah.
I guess. Which they're not, I think.
I don't think they are, yeah.
If it was who made the biggest impression, I would actually say Sunmi. Like, I know she only released that one song, but like that song was a killer, and it relative position wise, she gained the most from that.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Sunmi, she's
a thing."
Yeah, she's a thing. Like,
yeah. All right. Best male group. I think no surprise.
No surprise. Should not be a surprise.
Was EXO.
Yeah.
Or 5/6 of them.
Yeah.
But of course the others would B1A4, Beast, Block B, Super Junior. I definitely would have went with EXO there.
Yeah. I mean, they're just gangbusters, EXO.
Yeah. I think the first really controversial one is Best Female Group.
Yeah.
Which Sistar won over 21, Apink, Girls' Day, and SNSD.
I mean, so everyone should know I was Someone, and I love SNSD. Yeah. But why is SNSD on this list and not AOA?
Yeah, I would say the exact same.
Like AOA came out
with
like
three killer songs
singles this year. Like what was it? Miniskirt, short hair, and this next one, Like a Cat. Yeah. All of them got #1,
which is hard for an up and coming group.
An up and coming group.
Really easy for an established group.
Like if you think like Apink and Girls' Day, like they kind of rode their popularity. Apink kind of no and all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, SNSD definitely should not be on this list.
Yeah.
I think they just kind of got the nod because they're
established.
Yeah, because they're established. But
and they're never going to be the same.
What did SNSD release this year? They released Mr.
That's it.
And unless you count like TTS, like
even then that song was not good.
They released 2 songs, and like compared to AOA's 3, and AOA's were quite popular.
It's crazy to me that AOA was not considered even.
But I mean, they didn't even win it though. Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about.
Sistar
won it.
Like, Sistar's good. Like, again, we just fangirled about Bora, and we talk about how Hyorin's awesome. And Sistar is, even maybe still is, my favorite group in the last, 5 years since the Wonder Girls died. But, like...
Sorry.
This year, they were...
So, they released, 2 big songs. I Swear and Touch My Body, right?
I wouldn't call I Swear a big song. I would only call Touch My Body a big song.
But I would say singles,
Sure, but compared to, for example, we just mentioned AOA, who's not even on the list, had 3 big songs.
Apink released No.
No was last year.
Chu. No was last year?
Yeah. Only Mr. Chu and the one we're about to talk about, Love. But still, Mr. Chu is Mr. Chu.
And Girls' Day had something this year.
Girls, they had something. Darling.
Darling, even though we didn't like it as
Darling.
much, Darling was quite popular.
I like Darling more than something by a lot. But like more than Sistar. That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
I mean, 21, like Come Back Home, like that was a very popular album. Come Back Home.
Yeah. So I really,
this was quite surprising.
Of this list, I would probably give it a Girls' Day.
Yeah, actually, I would give it a Girls' Day.
If it was AOA on there, I would probably give it to AOA.
AOA.
That would never happen because these awards
happen.
are total bullshit.
Yeah.
And to give it to a brand new group is pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, AOA is not brand new, but they're just coming into like prominence.
January 1st, 2013, they were still Nugu, man. Like,
Yeah.
okay, they weren't
Nugu. I mean, we knew who they were.
But they were not really considered a threat.
Yeah, they were like C tier, right?
And now, like, they're like on even ground with Apink, pretty much, and that's crazy.
And you know what's also really surprising in this? If you're not going to substitute AOA for SNSD, where's 4 Minute?
Yeah, but if 4 Minute do that much,
4 Minute had a lot of songs this year.
Was that this year?
I want to say it's this year.
I know they had What's Your Name? No, On My Way. What song is that?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know Korean, but na 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 na. Okay, but you know what? 4 Minute over SNSD. I would also approve of that message.
I'm sorry, like other solo ones, SNSD does not belong on this list. They had one hit song. It was only a hit because there are so many solo ones like me, but like honestly, that was one of the worst songs they've had in years.
Ouch. I mean, I agree, but I'm not a solo one.
Yeah, I can say that with like full confidence. That was one of the worst songs they've had in years, and they should not be on this list. Even if you count Holler in that list, definitely should not be in here.
But they are, and that's how it is. I mean, that's how all award shows are, really, even in America. Yeah. But all right, next one I also think is a little weird. Yeah. But best new artist, the winner was Winner. And they won over Akmu, Eddie Kim, GOT7, and Park Boram. Now, while I think Winner definitely should get second place, I think first place should be
Akmu.
Akmu 1000%.
Thank you.
1000% Akmu, man.
Akmu on their album alone, they had like 2 or 3 like big hits.
Yeah.
Like what, 200%, the Melting Song, and there was one more, Give Love.
Give Love. And
those all were like fantastic songs, and that's not just coming from us. Other people, the general populace, also believe that as well.
Yeah. I mean, like Winner, I think that song did better than I think in my head because while I thought they were great songs, I thought they were not very defining songs, right? But that Akmu album was just like defining for them.
Yeah,
you know, like. It was really good. It is crazy to me that Winner beat them out.
And Park Boram had one song this year.
Park Boram had one song, but it was for like a month that was the only song I ever heard.
But I mean, if you're gonna do that, like even High 4 could be on this list then. Like
but Park Boram like. High 4 was really that was an IU joint. I mean, like to be fair.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know Park Boram had Zico on there, but I mean, he was only on there for like half a second.
Yeah, I feel like this list is missing someone though. Like there was a new artist that should have at least been mentioned.
I mean, maybe they were 6th or 7th place, and this is just top the 5 nominees. But I mean, Eddie Kim being on there is a little surprising.
I mean. But Eddie Kim is actually kind of like an indie kind of god. People love Eddie Kim.
I mean, we also liked the songs that he did. So it's not so bad. I just think Winner should be second and Akmu should be first. But again, that is a sign that YG is doing pretty good.
Yeah, doing pretty well.
It's doing pretty good. Best music video, which... This is weird to me. But the best music video is 2 p.m. Go Crazy.
But amongst this list, hell yeah, it would be the best music video.
Yeah. So the lists are what? Block Me Jackpot.
No.
SNSD, TTS, Holler.
Hell no.
Sotaeji, Sokyeokdong.
Okay, if you could understand the history behind it.
True. And Teen Top, Missing.
That's no that.
I don't even know
was
which
terrible.
one Teen Top Missing was.
That was the one where Neil got his own like thing and he's just like singing on top of like a rooftop that looks like it should be in like Lord of the Rings.
I have no recollection of that. Zero recollection. But you know, I put this on this list because I was like, even though we watch a lot of music videos, right? We probably watch 20 to 30 every 2 weeks. Like, I'm trying to think what would be a good, like, I really like just pure music video. I would have picked Orange Caramel's the Where's Waldo one.
Catalina?
No, the one after that.
My
Copycat.
My Copycat.
Like,
that one was really
I
creative.
really like that music video.
Yeah.
The song is a little bit meh.
Yeah.
I really like that music video.
Yeah, it's like something. It's so fresh, that music video. Like, it's something
so
you
cool.
will never ever see.
Yeah, like it's just so fun. It's so awesome. Like, and they're not even on this list. Like, compared to generic block beat, like generic boy band group video, generic girl group video.
Like, okay, let's get this straight. Like, Block B Jackpot should not be out here. SNSD TTS should not be out here. Teen Top should not be out here.
I would vote for Block B more than
any of the other ones.
Yeah,
ones, definitely. But I mean, Catalina is not even on here. Like, Catalina would be, if not the best music video, it would definitely be the runner-up.
I mean, I really liked the Go Crazy music video.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. Thought, as far as boy group videos go, I think they were probably the most fun I had
watching a music video.
But is that the music video or is that just the choreography? Yeah. Like, I think it was more the choreography than the music video. Yeah. Like, what, the shitty CGI of them breaking out and like jumping or flying. I don't know what they were doing. Like, that wasn't good. Breaking through the walls with really bad CGI. I don't think that was that good.
If you're just talking about choreography, I think 2PM's Go Crazy choreography was super fun.
Yeah. But this is the best choreography.
This is the best music video. And Orange Caramel should definitely at least be mentioned in this group. Like,
I'm trying to think of another one, though.
Both those music videos are fantastic.
I would honestly, I don't know why EXO's Overdose isn't on there. Because that music video had the camera cinematography that changed the rest of SM's music videos. Like that, and not only did it change their music videos, it changed almost all boy groups' music videos.
Did Urarang do that first before?
Oh, was Overdose? Am I getting those confused?
I think so.
I'm thinking Urarang.
Yeah.
But still, I will say, EXO's Overdose still used that style, which is not present in Block B's Jackpot, not present in Teen Top's Missing, not present in Sotaeji, and not really present in Holler.
Well, I guess it's kind of present in Holler, but not
like they did that weird first person camera at the beginning, which is not really
not where it's at.
So I don't know. I don't understand that other than popular, this is the most interesting. I think you should leave us a comment on what you thought was the best music video. Because there's so many to choose from.
Yeah, and we watch a lot of them, so we kind of get a little bit dulled.
Yeah.
I
even like even a generic, quote unquote generic one, like the Some one, but like that one's so cute and so fun, and like the word bubbles, and like it just had more going on than the other ones.
That was also great. I think 200%, that music video was also very good.
Yeah, until they reused like the B-sides to all that for the next music video.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I don't know. Leave us a comment on that. Moving on, album of the year, EXO's Overdose.
No question about that. I mean, depends on what they talk about.
Consider an album.
Yeah, album of the year. If they're saying like the highest selling album, then obviously EXO.
I mean, they were the first million seller in forever.
But if you're talking about just like quality songs, like I'm gonna have to go with Akmu again. Like,
I would still go with EXO Overdose, to be honest.
Really?
Not because volume matters. I mean, for album of the year, volume matters.
I mean, for me, if you're talking about just physical sales, EXO without a doubt. But if you're talking about like quality songs on that album,
Urarang is great, and
is
Overdose
is even on that album?
I would bet it is.
I bet you 100% it's not.
You bet it's not? I'm going to look it up right now.
Because Growl was on a different...
Is it on a different one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on a different one.
Overdose album. Excuse my keyboard. It's really loud. But you know what? Over Josh's sneezing and stuff, I think it's fine. Where's the...
Let's look at
Where's? Oh, here it is. Track list.
So Overdose, Moonlight, Thunder,
Oh my
Run,
God,
Love,
you're
Love,
right.
Love. I told you. I actually have this album.
I don't even know. I've never even heard the other songs.
I've heard Thunder. Thunder's good. And Love, Love, Love is okay.
Oh my God, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people worked on this one song.
Yeah, that's all. See, that's what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Like, this doesn't even have Udorong on it.
Then which one was?
Udorong.
Is this the one that sold 1 million? Was Overdose?
Udorong was the one that sold 1 million.
Oh, not this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but still, this would be, or it's XOXO. This is that sold.
Yeah, sold 1 million.
Yeah, because it has Wolf and Growl on it.
Yeah, man, I'm getting some EXO mixed up right now. I'm sorry. What are EXO fans called?
Exotics.
Exotics. Sorry, Exotics. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, so sexy. Moving on, then we have Song of the Year. Song of the Year was Taeyong's Eyes, Nose, Lips.
I actually agree with this.
I don't agree with this.
What do you?
Song of the Year, the best song of the entire year was Taeyong. Eyes, Nose, Lips is a great song.
I mean,
it was not.
I agree with it in the sense
It was not number
of
one.
like popularity.
I do know
like,
it was number
personally-
one on the the Notabang, the karaoke list for a very long time because so many people like to sing it and stuff. But Song of the Year,
And the dance was covered a lot. Like,
there was a dance to that song.
I mean, not the dance, but I mean,
Just being shirtless isn't a dance.
I mean, what I mean to say is that like, the music video is like very copied.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know. When I just say that, but like, I don't know what I would consider Song of the Year, to be honest.
Like, it's hard to just say, okay, this is the best song out of like 1,000 songs, literally.
1,000 songs for 1,000 different like listening types. You know, like. Okay, I mean, now that I kind of back down from that. It's not. I guess it's not that appalling, but
I just mean in terms of like popularity. Like, for me personally, I wouldn't say
I would have went with Some or something.
Some. Yeah, I probably would have went with Some. In terms of universal appeal, but this song, like,
yeah, I mean, this song is definitely up there.
Yeah.
I mean, do they do Song of the Year in America too? Like in the Grammys?
Yeah, I feel like they do, yeah.
Anyway, that's a hard one. I mean, we're both trying to make our top 10 lists, and it's really hard sometimes to rank things. So.
Yeah, because, I mean, Steven and I, we've kind of got an idea of what we are going to, like, have in our top 10.
Yeah.
But we don't have no idea how we want to, like, order it. Like, okay, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3.
Yeah. I mean, mine, like, I think my 1, 2, 3 is okay, but after that, it's a little murky. But anyways, we're almost done. Yeah. The last one is Artist of the Year. The Artist of the Year is EXO. Which, now that we just looked up the albums, I think EXO was number 1 last year.
Yeah, but I don't know who I would say Artist of the Year is this year.
Again, it depends if you're talking about popularity or gain in popularity. Yeah. Like, when I think Artist of the Year, I think gained in popularity. That's so my personal.
So you probably say AOA. Then.
I would say AOA or Girls' Day.
AOA or Girls' Day. Girls' Day, they had something this year, right?
Or I would say Bobby now. I would just fucking put Bobby up there. Yeah. How is best male artist? Oh, I guess Taeyong, but I mean, I guess Bobby technically doesn't have a song yet, right? He technically doesn't have a song by him yet.
No,
that's not Show Me the Money.
Yeah.
Would that be considered?
I mean, those songs, I guess, are kind of.
Well, we know who the new artist of the year for next year is going to be. If it ain't Bobby,
it's going to be Icon.
If it ain't Bobby, then YG definitely screw someone. All right, well, okay. Maybe EXO, I guess. I do. Maybe the controversy kind of kicks them down a notch for me, but
yeah, same.
I still think by sheer power of will, I think it's AOA or Girls' Day. But we could be biased.
I mean, we are biased, but I mean, like EXO, what did they really do this year besides Overdose?
I mean, we might
Besides
be
break
missing
up and overdose.
We might be missing something, but I don't know.
I feel like I am, but
I mean, overdose was a song, and everybody knows that song, but that song never reached. That song doesn't reach the overall market like Taeyong's Eyes Nose Lips, like like Sani and Reina, right?
You know what's funny actually that we didn't mention a male artist. Psy came out with Gentleman this year, didn't he?
No.
Was it this year or was it
last year? This year was Hangover with Snoop Dogg. I'm sorry, it was Snoop Dogg with Psy.
Yeah.
That was last year. He was supposed to come out with a song like at the end of summer, but like that just never happened. I think they just said he delayed it 2015. You said Psy, and then I thought of somebody, and then my mind is gone. Best male artist. I didn't put all the awards here, so I think there might be a hip hop one, but Sani should have been up there, dude.
Yeah.
That dude had like 3 killer songs, way more than Roy Kim, way more than Rang, way more than Lim Chang-yeol, way more than Sotaeji. Like, Sani should have been up there.
I think Sani should be the best male artist, actually, in my opinion.
Like, Taeyeon had one hit song. I mean,
Sani had Breakup Dinner, he had Midsummer's Night Dream, what else did he have?
Body Language is not as popular, but it's a great song. He had the one where
really famous one.
There was like a lesbian at the end. Was that this year?
Yeah. Not Breakup Dinner.
That's not Breakup Dinner. Breakup Dinner was a while ago, though, dude.
Oh, fuck.
All right,
Sorry. We're really.
See, I'm normally bad with names, but when you're sleepy and you don't know the names, we're totally screwed. We're totally screwed. All right, here we go. 2014. All right, well, his Wikipedia page ain't the best. Yeah. So someone get up on editing Sani's Wikipedia page because it ain't that informative here. It just says a Midsummer's Night Sweetness.
Can you just look at like Sani singles?
Sani single. No. Where was the discography?
Singles, there you go.
No, it's like the last time it was updated was 2013.
Saram Yegi.
Oh,
that was the last time it got released.
But that's the one we were thinking of, though.
But there's like one after that, though, I think.
All right, well, I don't know. We're about to have too much dead space here.
Yeah. Let's see. So Sani.
The last update 2011.
Oh, that's just not. People need to be updating Sani's shit.
I know, for dumb people
so
like us.
So we don't look like fools.
Yeah.
Please.
All right, there's one more place I'll check. But even if Sani shouldn't win, like he should definitely
be mentioned
in the nominees.
Okay. I'm just saying.
No, I think
those two.
It might just be Midsummer's Night Sweetness and Body Language.
But even still, with those two,
even just Midsummer's Night Sweetness, like
he should be above Ray.
He should be above Ray. He should be above Roy Kim. He should be above Sotaeji. Because A Midsummer's Night Sweetness was like almost some levels of
awesome,
diffusal into the Korean population. Again, I'd like to apologize for Josh's. If you're listening to the audio version, I think it's much more noticeable on the audio version than the video version.
I've been sick for a month.
Well, you don't sleep and you get drunk. What are you gonna do?
The alcohol is supposed to kill it.
That's not how alcohol works, bro.
Yes, it does.
I don't know. All right, well, this is going on a long time, but there is another big kind of news thing, which I want to talk about specifically because there was a lot of these things that we didn't talk about because we don't talk about news that much.
Yeah.
But in the last week, kind of like a week and a half, all the members of B.A.P. sued their company, TS Entertainment, for unethical slave contracts.
Yeah.
Which is not the exact same thing as like the EXO ones, but very similar. Yeah. Pretty much just this is unfair. You're treating us badly. WTF.
Yeah. Like if you guys watch like Simon and Martina, like the stuff they do, they actually talked about like slave contracts because they obviously know a little bit more about the Korean entertainment industry, but like it's no surprise that K-pop artists get worked to death
Yeah.
They owe a lot of money when they become trainees,
Yep.
And they try to debut. And
Sometimes they resort to blackmail.
yeah, and this is no surprise to me, and I'm glad that they're doing it. But a part of me is thinking like, okay, well, you wanted to become a singer, and this is like the only dirty path you have, and you signed it.
I think Korea has not realized that there's this thing called YouTube yet, where you can be discovered. Like there's still this. They just started with the American Idol stuff. Again, Korea's behind, right?
Yeah.
So they just like realized, oh, if we go on this reality show, right, like Show Me the Money, like we can get all the like a fan base without having to train for 7 years in the basement and owe a company $100,000.
Yeah.
Like they're still not at the point where there's this thing called YouTube, but you kind of said I always side with the evil corporation.
Yeah.
And I'm a little kind of like that. Like the only reason I want to mention this is because TS Entertainment, like, they responded with a real response. They didn't respond like SM responds, which is just like this generic copy paste vague.
It's just like, no, we didn't.
Oh,
it's
we
like,
didn't do this. You just have to take our word for it. Like TS Entertainment was like BAP was like, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. TS is like, we did this. Here's proof and a graph that we did it, or not like super legal proof, but like proof-ish, and like proof. It was like, this is your point. We're gonna counter that point. It was like a real response from a real company that is like, yo, like, while we may not have treated you amazing because nobody does, that's the way this works. We didn't go against what the contract stated.
Yeah, but what's funny is like BAP was like, well, the reason why we're filing this is because we wanted this and you wouldn't give it to us.
Right. They were saying,
and now that you're being sued, you're like, oh, well, we showed you, kind of a deal.
Sure.
And like, we don't know if that's true or not because that's going to be all hearsay, like, because we won't know if TS gave them these documents or not. But what we do know is that BAP is like, hey, we feel like we're not being treated properly. Even so, this contract, like, it should be breached because,
Yeah, I think their argument is a little different because their argument is not that we were treated like shit. It was, we were treated like shit and you weren't transparent on why. Like, we got this much money, but we don't know why we only got this much money. Yeah. It wasn't like, this is too low, I don't like it. It was, we just want to know why it's this low.
Yeah.
Which is different, I think, than just complaining that,
Yeah, which I guess is kind of like what SM artists are kind of doing, like EXO mainly. Like EXO, I feel like they're just being.
Well, I thought EXO was like, no, you're overworking us too hard, and this is a slave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like SM artists are saying, like, hey, you are, making us slaves.
Right.
And BAP is like, you weren't really transparent with your finances.
Like, we understand we're slaves, but you can at least be more transparent on why or how.
And I mean, it's all kind of. I mean, it really depends on which side you look at it because. BAP, the group supporters, will look at the finances and be like, oh, well, it looks like you've gotten, to the break-even point. Like, you've paid off all your debt just, like, magically within, like, within so soon of this contract. Like, oh, it was just, what a coincidence. You just magically, just came at the wrong time. Just a little bit, if you just waited a little bit longer, we could have, given you millions of dollars kind of deal. And
but like we would used to joke about all the time that like BAP was the hardest working boy group for a very long time.
And it's crazy because BAP, when you think about it, like the tours they literally did tours all around the world. And I'm not just talking about like when you say all around the world, just go around Asia. They came to the States, like. It was nuts.
And they were releasing new singles every like 2 months. I think they counted like their first year they released like 5 singles, which is crazy because there's groups like Girls' Generation now that release 1, if anything,
and they get put into the running for best female.
And most groups usually only do 2. Like AOA just got into news recently because they said they spent an entire year
and they
didn't get a single day of rest. A single holiday. And they have only released 3 this year. So when you think BAP released 5, like, that's insane.
Yeah.
And so, I was always rooting for BAP. We were always wondering, like, dude, those guys are the hardest working dudes.
Yeah,
And
we were always like, even if we didn't like the BAP songs or we didn't like the concept, we could at least agree. Like every time we talked about BAP, we were saying like, man, BAP, like it just seemed like a month or two ago that just released a song. Like these guys are like such hardworking dudes.
And I also feel really bad about BAP because I think they got their timing wrong, because when they came out with their kind of more hard image, people weren't buying that. People weren't buying that,
like
right?
The Warrior,
the Warrior, the whatever comes after that. But now people are buying that. Like now, that's the image that the girls want. But what did BAP do last year? They switched to cute.
they had like a song called like Baby or something. I don't know.
The last couple of songs have been cute songs, right? So like, I feel kind of bad for them because I think if they debuted with that like Warrior era now, they could have gotten a lot more traction sooner.
I feel like they could have been like EXO level.
I'm not gonna go that far.
But
I'm not going that far. I mean, BTS is huge, but they're not EXO level.
That's true.
They might be in a couple years, but the problem is now there's so many competitors, right? There's so many competitors to BTS now. It's crazy.
BAP?
No, I mean like if they were to have debuted now, I mean, you know, they have BTS, they have Block B, they got Winner, they got Icon, they got so many harder image. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say Winner. They weren't.
And I feel like that's the problem with K-pop and K-pop contracts, because you have so many groups who want to debut. Like the artists themselves are just so desperate; they have no other means to get their music out there, so they kind of are like kind of wrangled into like, oh well, if you're not gonna like sign this contract, someone else will, kind of deal.
But that's, again, it's not necessarily fair. But this is not the first year of K-pop. It is like the 10th year of K-pop.
Yeah.
There's been many lawsuits in the past. Like, yes, if you're desperate, we're not saying they don't work their ass off, because they do. But and it might be the worst living conditions we could possibly consider. But for the most part, they signed up for that. Yeah. I'm not trying to say, oh, we're blaming the rape victim for walking around the street at night. Like, but
this is a fiscally binding, like
it wasn't like someone put put a gun to your head and said, sign this document. And so I'm always kind of in the middle, right? Like there's a lot of people that just like fuck TS and fuck them. I'm like, if they really did wrong and it turns out they're wrong and they get sued for it, I hope they get fucked in the butt. But like, you know, like for example, just I think at the Mama Awards, right after performing, like the EXO guy, he just fucking almost passed out and just chunks everywhere.
It was like in the middle of the performance.
In the middle.
Yeah,
well, that was like right after his part finished.
Yeah, his part finished. No, he didn't even have his part yet. He was dancing, and then he came out. He like threw up, drank some water, lined up, and then he went out and just did his part. Did his thing. Yeah, like.
That's awful.
That's awful. That's K-pop companies. Those are K-pop companies.
And people, I think, really judge, but they don't understand the Korean work life. Like, just being here for a year and a half, it's like
that is normal.
That even if that was you're not a K-pop star, you're just in an office job. Yeah, there is heavy equivalence between the way K-pop stars are treated and office workers are treated. Yeah. Like we know people that that work until midnight every day. Do they get paid overtime? No.
And sometimes they go drink afterwards and have to report back to work at like 8 after they went drinking
when you
out
say
to like
have
4.
To, it's not like in America where it's like your buddy's like, hey, you gotta go. It's like, no, like you have to go drinking with your coworkers. That's like a thing. That's like an unwritten thing in your work contract.
I had a friend, a Korean American friend of mine who worked at a Korean company. He said he legitimately got more work because he didn't go to them.
Because you kind of get outcast. You're like kind of the outcast.
It's not like he was like, oh yeah, it felt like my workload increased. A guy came up to him, gave him work, and he said, "This is because you didn't come drinking with us." He said it straight out to his face. Yeah.
And that's just and for example, like the person that works until midnight every day, like this is a real job. Like this is not like a part-time job. This is like a real
full-time
job. This is a full-time job that you need to graduate college for. You need like
Probably
a certain
take a
license.
test.
You need to study for it. Like, she makes less than $1,000 a month. Like working till midnight every day. Like that's crazy to me as an American. It's a land of opportunity, which people waste all the goddamn time because they just don't understand how hard it is in the rest of the world. But like people, I think, don't judge the K-pop situation as awful, which it is, but it is from a Western lens.
In Korea, it's like normal,
Yeah.
which is kind of sad.
I mean, people still feel bad for them, and they still, everybody wishes they got paid more, but it's way more accepted.
There's no free lunch. Like,
Yeah.
if the people are going to be demanding K-pop at the rate they do, or demanding like fan meets and fan signings, like, and all that, there are going to be slave contracts. There are going to be car accidents. There are going to be, all of this like flim-flam, like repercussions that you get because people want this or people want that, and people want to make money, and this is how they make money, and that's unfortunately like that's just how it is. That's just how it is.
But like, to fix that, just suing is not going to fix it. Suing might maybe fix it for BAP, but no matter what, some of those dudes are never going to be remotely that famous ever again. Some of them might, maybe, but probably not. And
now the companies are probably going to put something in the contract saying you can't sue us.
Probably. Instead of treating them better, probably. Because there's always another dude, right? There's just always another dude that they can hire, and while they prefer not to start over from scratch, they'll do it if they have to.
They will do it if they have to.
Yeah, which is sad. All right. We talked for a very long time. We just have 2 more songs and 4 more in the lightning round to get through.
All right.
So we'll go through this quick.
Yeah.
The next song we're going to talk about is Josh's favorite song of the week.
I mean, we'll say it's my favorite song, even though all of kind of mediocre. So my song of the week is Apink with Love. Now Apink is back. I think Steven, you did a reaction on this about 2 weeks ago.
I did do it.
This came out right after we did our last podcast, so it didn't get included into our last podcast, so we kind of lumped it with this one. Basically, my thoughts on this, I'm pretty sure you guys know Steven's thoughts if you watched the reaction. My thoughts on this is, it's very retro. I feel like this song focused a lot on the dancing, and it just, the dance wasn't as catchy as like a No 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 or Mr. Chu. Like, it just lacks that catchiness.
I think the song also lacks the catchiness.
Everything about it lacks that catchiness that Apink is kind of known for. Like Apink,
at least recently.
Yeah, Apink kind of rose to prominence for having a catchy dance and a catchy song. This song's not as catchy. Dance is also not as catchy, and that's why I think it's not as great. Even though it's winning awards, it just means
Apink's got fans.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
I will also say, including that, the music video is also not good. Because they had a Digipedi video with Mr. Chu. It was very colorful, had a lot of cute scenes in it, had some... I mean, some people say all Digipedi videos look the same. All Digipedi directed videos look the same. They kind of do, but they're usually more interesting. So the Mr. Chu one was pretty interesting. The Apink No 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 video was a more generic video, but it had like really good visuals, a really good just... This is like, the color scheme is bland, the shots are bland.
And it's really strange because they try to go with this kind of like afterglow effect. And they have like a black and white kind of theme, and they also have this like fall theme. And they really, really clash in my opinion. Like black and white.
It's like too afterglowy.
Like black and white, you think you kind of associate more of winter, and like it's supposed to be fall, and you don't know, and I guess it's like in between, like when fall turns to winter.
And the song is not that like melancholy. Like maybe the lyrics are a little sad, but the song itself does not a sad sounding song. But half the video is like sad glances to the side K-pop video. You know, like boring generic junk like that. Like when I think back to No No No, it's like girls having fun and dancing and eating cupcakes, bouncing around, and like. Yeah, I get that's a different song, but like, it's much more fun. Like, it's just much more fun. And I'm not saying every song needs to be fun, but I'm saying, what is this song? Like,
it's kind of going through.
It's trying to be both. Yeah, it's like trying to be a ballad, but not.
Did I say gender? I meant
genre.
Genre. Yeah, I meant genre kind of ambiguity. In this one.
I mean, they're beautiful, and you know, there's a little quirk that Bomi can't pronounce V like a lot of Korean people can't.
L-O-B-E, love.
And it's kind of cute once you notice that, because you're like, definitely Bomi. Like,
yeah, that's
nobody,
definitely. If you know Bomi,
tried to make her pronounce it like the rest.
And
like,
especially if you know, like, I mean, if you're kind of a fan of Apink, I guess I would consider myself a fan. Like, Bomi is kind of like the tits.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
So she was just like, I'm just not gonna learn.
So it kind of cracks me up that she's like, L-O-B-E, love. I'm like, it just ruins the song, that part of, like.
And for the record, though, that is how most Korean people pronounce V. They like Bui. But
something good I do have to say. I like majority of their outfits.
Oh, I know. I don't like that like fucking neck. Billowy.
I said majority.
Oh,
I said
is
majority.
that the one you don't like?
Like I like these dresses, the polka dot dresses. I think those are cute. And when they're in normal clothes, like not the really retro clothes, those are also really nice.
I'm just tired. Like I said, we see so many videos. I'm just tired of half the videos just being close-ups of their face.
Yeah,
like that's.
We know they're pretty.
That's usually why I kind of enjoy Digipedi videos. Like
they're colorful.
They're colorful and they're not just
there's
face on face on face.
Yeah, there's things going on.
Even if they're looking at a face, it's usually pulled back so you can see a background. Yeah. Like for example, like Fiestar's One More. Like there's a lot of videos, or exceeds up and down. Like there's a lot of videos of them just sitting there, but it's not a close up of the face. It's their face plus a background set. It makes it a lot better than just
it's like
generic looking off into the distance K-pop face.
It's with some interesting prop or whatever. It's better than nothing.
It's a big disappointment though for me. This song, because Mr. Chu was really good. No was really
like
good.
Mr. Chu.
And it's a little selfish to be like, 3 songs in a row. But I mean, AOA.
Well, they missed with Crystal.
Oh well, I wouldn't consider Crystal a lead single. It was like a B-side single.
Just like a
sing with Secret Garden, whatever. Yeah, Good Morning Baby, or no, Good Morning Baby I like more than. There's that Secret Garden song that was like.
Secret Garden was the name of their No album.
There was also a single.
Yeah, it was off the album.
Yeah, but they had a music video for it.
Yeah, they also had a video for.
It was like them in a garden. It was like this exact video, which is
like That's You. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember.
I'm just talking about mainly singles.
All right.
Okay. All right. But again, we've mentioned it before, but like, really, truly, AOA, they didn't release no B-side like single that we forgot. Like they released 3 hit songs in a fucking row. At least according to us.
They should be best female group of the year. That's my opinion.
True enough. The last song that we're going to talk about in our main section is by Loco, featuring J Park with their song "Thinking About You." Now, Loco and J Park, they're both part of their label AOMG, as they're fond of saying in the front of all their songs.
They have to represent.
And if you're a longtime listener, I mean, I really like singing J Park.
Yeah, I think we both really
like singing. We both prefer singing J Park
to hardcore J Park.
To hardcore I'm a Thug J Park.
Yeah.
And so thankfully this song is all singing J Park.
Yeah.
And I think he's really good in the song.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to pick this song actually at first, because I was like, man, this song sounds like
it has something.
Like when someone says hip hop to me nowadays, I don't think Master Wu. Mm-hmm. I don't think Born Hater. I think a song like this, right? And like I think J Park is, or AOMG is, one of the only people that are making hip hop songs that are relatively current with American hip hop songs.
Yeah, because J Park himself, he's from Seattle.
Yeah, and the guy that they got to produce songs for AOMG is like one of his friends from America.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense. Which is also why a lot of like GD will get a lot of help from like American producers to help, and that's why I think some of GD's beats sound more
very
relevant.
American, yeah.
So I was like, actually, I mean, this song over Master Wu's song like 1,000-fold.
Yeah, same.
But reading some of the comments, it was like, oh, this song sounds like this Chris Brown song. This song sounds like this Trey Songz song. And this song sounds like blah, blah, blah song. And they're right.
They're absolutely right.
Like, this song sounds like every DJ Mustard song that's been on in the last month. Which, I mean, last year, which is like 15 of them. Which is not a bad thing. It's just, I think in the lens of the K-pop world, I think this is the most. I enjoy this song more than I enjoy some of the other rapping songs.
Floppy hat alert.
Yeah, I mean that alert goes off for years, But I don't know. Like, listen to that Chris Brown song. Like, it's like, what was the Chris Brown song? Loyal, right? Loyal is a song that sounds very similar. Is that Chris Brown? That is Chris Brown featuring Lil Wayne and Tyga.
I thought it was a Tyga song, but I guess I'm mistaken.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's definitely a Chris Brown song.
All right.
I mean, Tyga's in it, but so it kind of lowered the like, you know.
Well, I like the song.
Yeah, I like the song because like, oh, actually, maybe I just like Loyal. And
yeah, that song is really catchy.
And again, Loyal is a very good example of a song where the lyrics don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. It's just Chris Brown saying random junk, Lil Wayne saying random junk, but the beat is good, and that's all that matters, man.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Dude, Lil Wayne's really like dropped his like give a shit. It's really quite sad. But
he knows he makes money.
You know, I thought I would mention at least one song that I was kind of positive about. You know, so go J Park. I don't know. If I was going to download any song this week, it would probably Starships and Loco. So if I were to Apink. No, I don't want to listen to that song. Like, I hear that song sometimes, and it's just like, it's just not good. It's just not good.
Is it because you have, like, you know, thick girls and leotards? Like,
no. Because I can get that in anything. I can just go watch that Wiggle one by Hello Venus.
There's actually a new group that's doing Wiggle too.
Yeah, Bad Kids. Is it Bad Kids?
No, some Nougat group. Also.
Bad Kids is a Nougat group. Doesn't matter. That group that I saw that we're both talking about, we don't know their name. At least pick a different song. At least don't just pick Wiggle again. That's just fucking stupid. Like, who thought of that? Just pick a different American song. Just go Google top songs of 2014 and pick one of those songs.
Wiggle is like...
Pick, like, Turn Down for What, at least. Like, don't just copy the same song. It's
almost a year old now. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't mind that it's old song. I just mind that literally a week ago, another group did the same song. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Literally.
Like, who thought it? Like, sometimes K-pop, like, decision makers just make no goddamn sense. Like, they're just so lucky that they're in this position that they just don't understand.
They just flub it all. Just people still, I don't
understand. All right, well, you know what? I think we're just going to not do a lightning round.
Yeah,
because,
I agree. I don't really have much to say about any of these.
Yeah, but real quick, we would have talked about Brand New Music's Christmas song.
Brand New Day.
Which is Brand New Day, which is fine. Park Hyoshin, Happy Together is like a really cool ballad.
I've heard this song somewhere before, though.
I've heard it just like walking around.
No, like it sounds like it's another song.
Oh, sounds like another song?
Before, yeah.
Oh, not sure. Another one was, I mean, one of our favorite songs from last episode, Hyorin and Jooyoung. They did like a beatbox version of Erase that I really like.
It's fantastic. I mean,
but that song in general, Erase, it's just
fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
still listening to it too.
That song 1,000 times over any of the songs this week. And that wasn't even my favorite song of the week because that was Get Away.
Yeah.
And the last one was Shannon, which is like a new debut. She's like half Asian and half white. And
Yeah, we just kind of want to talk about it, I guess.
yeah, just to bring in a new person. Like I thought it was okay-ish for a debut, but
we're closing it on an hour and a half, so
yeah. Well, it's probably gonna be the first. We wanked around for like 15-20 minutes.
A lot. It's 20 minutes.
So that'll be it for episode 60. Once again, next episode will be the top 10 songs 2014. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, find us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Again, I'm at TWIK Steven, STEPHEN.
And I'm at TWIKJOSH TWIK Josh.
TWIK Steven.
All right.
Someone's is capitalized and someone's is not.
I like capitalized, even though it's
dumb.
not supposed to. I like
dumb.
it.
It looks dumb.
But it works. It still works both ways, though.
It does still work both ways. Thank gosh. Thank gosh.
Because I can't change it. I tried. Because
I think you can change.
I tried. I can't.
You tried? Yeah, but you don't understand Twitter.
Yeah, that's a problem, though.
I'm sure if I just look, there's like name change. And it's like,
oh, there it is.
But people change their Twitter names all the time.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't understand.
All right.
Just make new ones.
Well, find us on Twitter. Tell us what your favorite song of the last 2 weeks was. Be awesome. Or just tell me random stuff. Tell me what video games you were playing. Tell me what TV shows you've been watching.
Yeah, or maybe just about Mama or about
Show me cute pictures of cats.
Yeah, we both have cats. You guys don't know that? We both have
well,
cats.
Not anymore. I had to give them away.
But they're still your cats, though. If
they're
you went
not
back,
mine.
If you,
I think I've been gone too long. If I go back, I don't want to like.
It's alright, buddy.
I don't want to like take them back
It's
from
alright, buddy.
the people I gave them to.
It's alright, buddy.
Originally, I was only supposed to stay a year, and I was gonna get them back after a year, but
It's alright, buddy.
I think they're not my cats anymore.
It's alright.
Who's taking care of your cats? Your parents?
My brother.
Oh, your brother is? Yeah. My sister was like, fuck that. And my parents were like, double fuck that. So,
My parents love my cat.
yeah, I know you're Asian, but your parents are not very Asian, bro.
They're not.
They're not. Like, my parents were like, no, I don't like. My parents, my mom, oh my gosh, this is so, you can turn this off, but my mom, she was like, I really want a dog. And I was like, oh my God, let's get a dog. She was like, okay, let's get a dog. And I was like, what kind of dog? She's like, I don't know, but I want a dog that can take care of himself because he's not allowed inside. And I was like, wait, what? She was like, yeah, I want to get a dog. I want to chain him up in the backyard, but he can't come inside. And I was like, what the fuck do you want a dog for? Like, the dog is supposed to cuddle with you and play with you. She's like, I mean, I can kind of do that outside sometimes. And I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Something's wrong with y'all, guys.
In the brain. Bye.
Yeah. That's it.